Hello everyone. So today we are going to see about the gating system, the functions of the gating system, and also the elements of the gating system. And apart from this, we are going to see the types of gates also. So first of all, what is the gating system? So gating system is the term which refers to all passageways through which the molten metal passes to enter the mold casting. Okay, so it is nothing but the passageway is there which provides the ways to the molten metal to enter into the mold casting. Okay, so in a large casting, a runner is used. So whatever the large casting is there, in large casting this runner is uses for distributing the metal to several gates around the cavity. Okay, so here the whatever the design of the metal flow passage is there. Okay, the design of metal flow passage is there. It is closely associated with the design and placement of risers. Okay, and also the chillers are there. And if we see the functions of the gating system, or the purpose of the gating system is nothing but to properly provide the liquid metal into the mold. What is the purpose? The purpose of the gating system is to deliver a proper liquid metal into the mold. This is the purpose of the gating system. Now, here for this, what happens if these gating system is not properly designed? Then what happens? It may affect the production of the produce. It affects the bad casting. So whatever the bad casting is there, the defect is generated if the risers or gating system is not properly designed or positioned. Okay, so this is the importance of the gating system. Now here we'll see what is the function, then what is the function of an ideal gating system. Okay, so for that, so let us see the functions of an ideal gating system. So the ideal gating system, that it should introduce the molten metal. Whatever the first function of an ideal gating system is that it should introduce the molten metal with least turbulence. Okay, that means whenever molten metal pours into the gating system, from gating system to the cavity, the turbulence occurs. So whatever this turbulence is there, it should be as less as possible. This is one of the function of ideal gating system. Next, it should help, whatever the ideal gating system is there, it should help to promote proper temperature gradient. Okay, so the temperature gradient is nothing but the rate of change of temperature with displacement in a given direction. Okay, and the SI unit of this temperature gradient is Kelvin per meter. So the ideal gating system should promote the proper temperature gradient. Okay, and also the next function is that it should facilitate, okay, the gating system should facilitate complete filling of the mold before solidification. Okay, that means the gating system should be in such a way that this mold cavity should be properly filled, that is completely filled before solidification. That means it should not happen that the gating system is designed in such in a other way, that is uh, whenever the metal is filled over here, it is solidified. So this will form a cavity. this will produce a bad casting. So the gating system should be in a such a way that is, it should facilitate complete filling of the mold before solidification. Okay, and next, that is, it should prevent the slag and dross which is present in the poured metal from reaching the mold cavity. As we know that in molten metal some dirt particles are there. Okay, so the gating system should be provided in such a, the system should be in a such a way that it should prevent the slag which is present in the molten metal from reaching to the mold cavity. It should prevent the whatever the slag or dirt present in a molten metal, it should prevent over here to entering into the mold cavity. Okay, and next, it should, the gating system should avoid the entrainment of air or other gases into the mold. Okay, that means the ideal gating system should avoid the entrapment of the gas. It should allow it should not absorb or other into the mold. Okay, so there should be, it should be avoided the absorption of air, gas or gases into the mold. This is the another function. Now next function is that whatever the flow of metal is there which is entering into this gating system, it should be controlled. Okay, and whatever the entering velocity of the molten metal is there, it should be low. Okay, and there should not be too much erosion of the mold. Okay, if the velocity is increases, so it causes the erosion of the mold. So whatever the flow of metal is there, molten metal, it should be controlled. Okay, and last function of an ideal gating system is that it should be practical and also it is economical to make. Okay, so these are the functions of the ideal gating system. Now next we will see the elements of the gating system. So there are 5 elements of the gating system. First is pouring basin, second sprue is there, next runner is there, next gates are there, next riser is there. Okay, so these are the components or these are the elements of the gating system. So let us see the one by one elements of the gating system. So first, which is nothing but pouring basin. So what this does, this pouring basin, it serves as a reservoir for the molten metal which is poured from the ladle. Okay, so whatever the metal is there, the molten metal is not directly poured into the mold cavity. Okay, because if it directly added into the cavity, it may cause the erosion. Okay, that's why the pouring basin is there. And pouring basin this pouring basin is that it should be large enough to receive the metal poured from the ladle and allow it to smoothly into the mold or into the sprue. Okay, so it should be a large enough that it should receive a molten metal and allow a smooth flow into a sprue. And the next, that is whatever the pouring basin is there, it is this most of the time may be cut in the cope portion. Okay, of a mold. Okay, so usually this whatever the pouring basin is there, it is made in a cope portion of the mold. Okay, so if we see in a sprue, in a pouring basin, sometimes what happens, the sprue top is there with a sprue plug, which consists of a ball which is fixed on the rod. So that what happens, the ball is lifted after the pouring basin is completed. Okay, whenever whenever the pouring basin is filled, at that time the ball is lifted, to which the rod is connected. Okay, so due to this, what happen? This permits the smooth flow of a metal into the sprue. Okay, so this is what about the pouring basin. Next, sprue. Sprue is nothing but it is the passage through which metal flows to the runner. Okay, so whatever the sprue is there, this sprue should be tapered large end up. Okay, it should be tapered, and whatever the large end is there, it should be in upward direction. So the molten metal, as it flows from top of the cope to the level of the gate, which gains the velocity, as much it require a smaller cross section area at the bottom to allow same quantity of a metal to flow. Okay, and if we see here, the sprue is there which is gradually tapered from top to bottom to avoid the aspiration of the air. Okay, whatever the aspiration of the air occurs normally, to avoid it, it is made it is made a tapered shape. Okay, and if we see many times, so whatever the cross section of this sprue is there, it is circular cross section. Okay, because it exposes minimum area for cooling, and it helps in flow of metal. That's why the cross section of this sprue is always maintained as a circular. Okay, so this is about sprue. Next, runner is there. So as we know that the running system or the this runner is there which is normally provided in large casting to distribute the metal to several gates around the cavity. Okay, so this runner system should be designed to run full throughout during filling of the mold cavity. So for this uh, runner, this require proper relative dimensioning of the sprue, runner, and ingates. Okay, so whatever the cross sectional area of the runner is there, if you see, it is it should be a reduced after each ingate. Okay, and this the ingate is there. These ingates are suitably choked over here. Okay, and here a number of ingates in a mold instead of one large ingate, which helps to properly distribute the metal, avoiding possible misruns or hard spots in the mold. Okay, so here what is expected that instead of number of ingates in a mold, only one large ingate helps to distribute the metal is expected to avoid the hotspot or misruns which avoids in the which occurs in the casting. Okay, so if we see the runner, this runner is generally extended a little further beyond the ingate. Why? Because this helps in trapping the slag in the molten metal. That's why it is extended. Okay, and whatever the metal is there, it initially goes, it goes past the ingate due to movement of the fluid, it is trapped in the extension portion of the runner. Okay, so this is what about the runner. Now next we will see about the gates. So the gates is also called as a ingate. Okay, so these are the opening through which the metal enters the mold cavity. Okay, the gate should feed liquid metal to the mold cavity at a rate consistent with the rate of solidification. Okay, and here we see a casting which solidifies slowly may be provided with a small ingate, but a casting which is solidifying at fast rate must be provided with a large size of ingate. Okay, so here what happens, the sudden changes in direction of flow of metal at the gate result in turbulent flow which leads to gas pickup. Okay, so whatever the flow is there, it should be a smooth flow is expected. And here if we see, here we pour a molten metal and it goes in such a way, so it is a right angle flow is there. So this right angle changes the direction of flow. Okay, which should be avoided, and this can be avoided by reducing a sharp corner. So whatever the sharp corners of the gates are there, it is not desirable because they may be eroded due to the flow of metal, and sand pieces may be carried out into the mold cavity. So the sharp corners should be avoided in a gating system. Okay, so this whatever the ingates are there, these ingates should be positioned in such a way that the natural flow of metal is possible. Whatever the flow of metal is there, it should not be directed towards mold walls. Okay, mold walls or core substance which may result in a overheating or burning and sand wash occurs. Due to that, it should be properly in a such way that it should be positioned in a such a way that the natural flow of metal is should be possible. So these are what about the elements of the gating system. Now let us see the types of gates. So there are three types of gates are here, that is top gate, bottom gate, and third one is nothing but parting line gate is there. So if you see the first image, this is about the top gate. Okay, so here what happens in this type of gate, here the molten metal is there, it enters from the top and it drop down to the bottom of the mold cavity. If you see the mold cavity, it is below the parting surface, and here the gate is above the parting surface which is top of the this cavity. Okay, and this top gate is also called as a drop gate also. Top gate is also known as a drop gate. Okay, now let us see what are the advantages of this top gate. If we see the advantage, first is this type of gate is easy to make and it is commonly used for a simple gray iron casting. Okay, and another advantage is that here in this gate has the advantage is that it provides the most favorable temperature gradient for feeding of the solidifying casting with the hottest metal at the top. Okay, that means if we see whenever the molten metal is poured in such a way, so metal comes initially at the bottom, then it start fills from bottom to top. So what happens, it is a most favorable temperature gradient for feeding the feeding of the solidifying casting. Okay, which is, if you see, whenever molten metal is filled in this cavity, at that time we can see that at the top portion here it is the hottest metal is there. Okay, so it is the advantage of the top gate. And here if we see, whenever we use such top gate, the advantage is that whatever the mold is there, it is filled quickly. Okay, so this is one more advantage of the top gate. Okay, and last advantage is that if we see the gates here, it is above the parting, the gate is above the parting line and mold cavity is below the parting line or parting surfaces there. Now let us see the disadvantage of top gates. Okay, so this top gating system or this top gating is not commonly used for complex shapes. Okay, if your the shapes are easy, at that time these top gates are uses. Okay, and if we see, whenever we pour a molten metal, at that time in this a lot of turbulence occurs. Okay, this is also one of the disadvantage of the top gate gates. Okay, now next second gate is that the bottom gate. So here you can see, here the gate is connected to the bottom of the mold cavity. That means whenever the molten metal is poured into the gating system through pouring basin and the sprue, initially the bottom cavity is filled again and then it goes to a up direction. That means filling from bottom to the top, and this gating system is connected at the bottom of the cavity. Okay, so in this bottom gate the metal enters at or near the bottom of the mold cavity. This permits the metal to rise without turbulence, and this is what expected. Okay, that means in this, whenever the metal molten metal flows at the bottom, there is whatever the turbulence is there, it is completely avoided. Okay, by using this bottom gate, in this bottom gate. Okay, so here by using a bottom gate, what happens, it produces a good casting surface. Okay, and here as I said that the turbulence is avoided, but in some extent it is avoided, the turbulence is avoided over here. Okay, because some small turbulence is always there. Okay, so this bottom gate produces good casting surfaces. Okay, now if we see, this bottom gate produces the cleanest casting, so it result in increase of molding time. Okay, so let us see the disadvantages of the bottom gate. Okay, so in bottom gates, if the whatever the liquid metal is there, it enters the mold cavity at the bottom. Now if freezing takes place at the bottom, so that what happens, it could choke off the metal flow before the mold is full. That means as we have seen that we pour the molten metal and and the cavity fills, but if the liquid metal which enters the mold cavity at the bottom, if the freezing takes place, then the choke off may occur. This is one of the disadvantage of the bottom gate. Okay. So next disadvantage is that a bottom gate creates an unfavorable temperature gradient, so that it becomes, sorry, so it becomes difficult to achieve a directional solidification. That means unfavorable temperature gradient occurs in the bottom gate. These are the limitations of the bottom gate. Okay. Now the next, that is parting line gates. Here you can see this parting line gate is, it combines the characteristics of top gating and bottom gating systems. Okay. So in this, if you see, in this technique, the gate is provided along the parting line such that some portion of the mold cavity will be below the parting line and some portion of the cavity mold cavity will be above the parting line. Okay. So in this, what happens, whenever we pour the molten metal into the cavity, okay, so the cavity which is below the parting line or parting surface will be filled by assuming the top gating, and the cavity above the parting line will be filled by assuming a bottom gating. Okay. So let us see the advantages of this parting line gate. Okay. So first advantage is that it is easy to make as top gate, and it permits the reasonably or the favorable, it permits the favorable temperature gradient. Okay. Which is which uh, what it does, it permits a favorable temperature gradient. Okay. This is first advantage. Second is that this gate here, as you know, it is easy to produce top gate and temperature gradients are favorable. Okay. Now let us see the disadvantage or limitation of the parting line gate. Okay. Now here, if you see that if the drag portion of the mold cavity is deep, then this type of gating is suffer from the mold erosion or air entrapment. That means if the depth of this, the if the drag portion, whatever the drag portion is there, if it is deep, then at that time this gating system suffers the mold erosion and the air entrapment can occur in parting line gate. So this is what we have seen, the different types or different elements of gates over here. And one more which is remaining is that the riser. But before that, let us see these three. So here you can see, I'll also zoom out it. Okay. So in top gate, the gating system is above the top and it is connected to the top of the mold cavity. And in bottom gate, the both mold cavity and gate existing above the parting surface. That means the getting system is connected to the near or to the bottom of the mold cavity. Okay, and in third, here if you see, the mold cavity is partially, if we see here, the parting line, the it is the combination of top gate and bottom gate. Okay, and here the gate is provided in a such a way that the some portion of the mold cavity below the parting line and some portion of mold cavity above the parting line. Okay, so this is what the three gates are there, that is top gate, bottom gate and parting line gates. Now next elements of the gating system, that is riser is there. Okay, so the function of the riser is to provide or feed the metal to the solidifying casting. Okay, sorry. So here the riser is there. So the function of the riser is to provide the metal to the solidifying casting. In addition, this riser is act as a large vent for evacuating the mold and takes care of hydraulic ram effect. Okay, so for the time being, you just consider that it provides or feed the metal to solidifying casting. Okay, so there are some characteristics are there of riser. Okay, so the riser, let us see the different characteristics of the riser. Okay, so the riser should have sufficient quantity of hot metal and it should solidify after the casting is to be feed. Okay, that means it should store some sufficient quantity of hot metal and it should solidify after the casting is feeded. Okay, after feeding this casting, this should be solidified. This is one of the characteristics. And the getting system should be such that it should provide a suitable temperature gradient towards the riser. That means it uh, it should solidify in such a way that the riser should be solidified at the end. Okay, and next, the area at the junction of the riser to the casting should be large enough so that the riser is not choked. Okay, so whatever the area is there over here at the junction, that is riser to the casting, it should be large enough so that whatever the choking is there, it should not occur. Okay, and next, that is for the riser to feed the casting, its cooling rate has to be lower than that of the casting. Okay, that means here whatever the cooling rate of this uh, riser, the for riser which is the whatever the cooling rate is there, the cooling rate for the riser to feed the casting, the cooling rate has to be lesser than that of the casting. Okay, that means first the this casting should be cooled, then these risers should be cooled. Okay, now next, that is the riser should be located as per as possible, that is near the mold. Okay, this riser should be as near as to the mold to take the advantage of the gravity head of the metal. That means this whatever the riser is there, it should be possibly near the top of the mold. Okay, because to take the advantage of the gravity head of the metal, if it provide at the top portion, so whatever the metal is there, it completely, whatever the cavity is there, it is completely filled by the, with the gravity of the, gravity flow of the metal. Okay, these are some characteristics. Okay, now there are so many characteristics, but these are some risers characteristics which we have seen. Okay, so today we are going to stop over here. Next time we will see the gating system design. Okay, so thank you.